Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's Capability Forum by Skillame. At Skillame, we believe capability building is not just about giving people access to more knowledge, skills, or technology. It's about helping people and organizations translate those capabilities into meaningful performance and business outcomes. And today's topic sits right at the heart of that conversation. The AI productivity myth, why teams still feel busy despite better tools. AI has become a part of our everyday work. We have AI assistants, co-pilots, chatbots, all the automation tools, and increasingly sophisticated platforms that promise to help us work faster and smarter. And yet, there is an interesting contradiction. Despite having access to more productivity tools than ever before, many teams and individuals still feel overwhelmed, stressed, and constantly busy. So are AI tools really making us more productive, or are we simply becoming better at doing more things faster? So this is what we want to explore today, whether we are measuring productivity correctly, whether AI is reducing effort, but simultaneously increasing expectations, and what meaningful productivity should actually look like in a AI-enabled workplace. To help us unpack this, we have a fantastic panel with us today. First panelist is Mr. Solomon Das, Head of Learning and Organization Development at ProVigil Incorporation. Solomon brings over 25 years of experience and has a deep interest in understanding human psychology and behavior. His work draws from areas such as neuroscience, NLP, cognitive behavioral approaches, and transactional analysis, bringing a strong human behavior lens to workplace learning and development. Welcome, Mr. Solman.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Welcome.
Okay, our second panelist is Dr. Divya Raman, an experienced learning and development professional with a strong focus on capability building, employee engagement, leadership development, and organizational learning. She brings a practical perspective on translating learning initiatives into meaningful workplace outcomes while keeping people and performance at the center. Welcome, Ms. Divya.
Thank you so much.
And joining us next is Mr. Ankit Purwal, Lead Technical Training, AGM Birla Copper Hindalco, a management professional with extensive experience in learning, capability building, leadership development, and organizational excellence. His experience brings a strong perspective on people development, continuous improvement, and connecting individual capability with business performance. Welcome, Mr. Ankit.
Thank you, Mr. Patil. Nice to meet both of you.
Yeah. And guiding today's conversation is our moderator, Mr. Madhu Vai from Online Instruments, an experienced learning and development professional with a strong focus on leadership development, instructional design, capability building, and workplace learning. Mr. Madhu brings a thoughtful practitioner's perspective to conversations around people, performance, and learning. So I would like to welcome Mr. Madhu as well for this panel.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so with such diverse perspectives, I'm sure today's discussion will go beyond simply asking whether AI makes us faster. We will explore the more important question, is it actually helping us work better? With that, Mr. Madhu, over to you to take the conversation forward.
Thank you, Patil. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this online streaming and, very hot topic. When something is new or when some person is entering a new family is always we get into dilemma. What will be the pros and cons, the plus and minus and all those things. And we are luckily to be in this era to, divulge into this and to talk more about or, to get our insights so that we keep passing to the generations to come in, right? So right from the smart networking days, today we are in the era of AI. So syncing to today's topic, I would like you to answer in single line, what is AI productivity today? So anyone can pick it up.
Yeah, so Madhu, I would like to, start this conversation by saying that, I see that AI for me is, transformation with uneven, predictions for future. So for some, it is an opportunity. For some, it's a threat. So, I'm just using, the mindset of all the stakeholders. So for me,
Right.
that is the
So kind of mix and match.
mix and
Can we
match.
hear from Dr. Divya Raman?
Yeah,
Thank you,
I
Ankit.
feel that AI is overhyped but underused. So that is my opinion. Because the kind of hype, every conference, every meeting, everywhere I attend, there is one complete discussion about AI from start to end. But the amount of usage or the amount of business outcomes that are translating from AI, is it that significant? That is my thought to ponder.
Right, right. The thought goes directly to call a spade a spade. That's what Dr. Divya Raman is putting forward. We are keen to hear further. So let's hear it out from, Solomon Das.
Sure. I think, see, every generation has got something to talk about. Okay, I think this generation has got AI to talk about. But if I were to tell in one word, I would say it is elusive. Um, it keeps slipping from the hand. The moment you think you know it, something happens, and then it kind of redefines your understanding. So as of now, I think we are trying or juggling to understand what exactly it is, everyone to its own. But that's also, I think it's the beauty of something which doesn't come to your hand very quickly. So I'd still go with that word. It's elusive. We'll have to wait and watch what's next coming up with this AI thing.
Right. So three different perspectives from three of you. I think so. To go ahead, we need to get little more uncomfortable so that what is there, little more we can went out on that. If I can look at Dr. Divya Raman's profile itself, her recent posts or talks that all were revolving around a kind of being productive or being simply busy. So this is what she was haunting on more, and maybe that connotates today's agenda also. If we bring that today's concept to AI, right? How do you see, and where do you see the road goes ahead with what are all the plus and minus towards it?
Is this question for me or?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So one thing is AI definitely has reduced the time of work. Means the same work which could take say close to 4 to 5 hours can be done in say half an hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. Now if we have to write a LinkedIn article, earlier we used to think through and take at least a day's time to frame work, then edit one more day and then do a post. Or even for creating a content on L&D, it used to take significant time, at least 3 to 4 days to 1 week. We have to put our thoughts through and then create the content that needs to be given to the audience. But now only if we have the framework and the outline, that is more than enough for AI to generate the necessary content. So our creativity is required. AI will ensure that it takes care of the rest. So that way I think AI has reduced the human effort involved in mundane tasks and made us more into the thinking aspect of it or the creativity aspect of it. So I think that way AI is definitely a very good assistant, personal assistant for each one of us. So yes.
Right, very well put, Dr. Divyaraman. So still we can correlate. It's like those days when we were doing our schooling, we had much time to write. The teacher was writing on the board, and the concentration power or listening was less to tune with that. Now, writing part, everything is reduced. The concentration power, has increased. So keeping that in mind, let's move on to Ankit to understand the individual productivity and the process productivity. So the more you talk about or your posts on the LinkedIn also, we could smell that your work on operational excellence. You have been talking about the capability building and the productivity. So being in a manufacturing, right? So we look at the quality, the productivity improvements, and the wastage reduction. So how AI can, make this impactful in reducing and being useful, maybe manufacturing or to other industries as well, from your perspective?
Yeah. So thank you, Madhu. I think what I see from manufacturing and HR perspective, definitely as Dr. Divya was also mentioning, that individual productivity is actually like has improved in terms of whether you would like to look for some kind of maintenance strategy if something is not working at my shop floor. What could be the possible reasons? So there, people have come up with many ideas. But I see, particularly in manufacturing, sometimes the gap is the information. Sometimes the gap is the kind of I would say the convergence of the teams. So what I'm trying to say that like AI, is going to give us a lot many solutions, but with the wisdom of our people, if every team member is aligned, then I can say that AI usage can be rightly deputed in the right spirit, and we can get faster solutions. So this is what I'm going to say from manufacturing side. In terms of HR and L&D, I have seen that like content creation is very simple, but somehow we do not know the content creation is helping me to satisfy the requirement of my customer. So there I see a gap. Means content creation, solution identification is very I would say easy these days. But actually, is it giving right solution to the customer? That's still gray area. I would like to highlight it.
Right. Very well said, Ankit. Okay. To put in your similar lines, the Gen AI is still developing. So hopefully we should have the results ahead towards the same. Yeah. So let's look at Salman Das in terms of your profile looks more into of, instructional design, psychology, and the behavior aspects. So coming to this from that behavioral perspective, why do you think, people adopt tools faster than they change the way they work?
Okay, that's a deep question. It requires a deep answer as well. Uh, but it's a meaningful question. I'll try to explain this concept maybe in a minute or two,
Sure.
and then if time permits, we can talk it later. Um, See, there is a concept which I created after having been through many organizations and seeing them struggle with AI, and then especially the relationship between AI and people. I have studied that for quite some time. And the concept that I developed is something called AI work orientation gap. What it means is naturally, all of us have a particular style of work. Okay, broadly, we can categorize into three categories. One category can be called as creators. Um, if you their idea is just to create. Creation comes naturally to them. Okay, what they create is a different concept altogether. Whether it's meaningful or not is a completely different topic, but the natural tendency is to create. The second category of people are the stabilizers, right? So they try to stabilize things. They believe in consistency, so they are more process oriented, something to do with how will this run, how can I scale this up. And the third category of people towards this work orientation are the executors. Okay, they don't think too much. Their focus is how can I get this done immediately. So if you look at it, people naturally fall into these three categories, right? Now, if you give the same AI tool to any of these category people, let's say ChatGPT for example. Now, a creator will use ChatGPT to do something like he'll create a code, or she will create a website, or she will try to do something that she can create, maybe a video, something like that, because natural orientation is towards that. The same ChatGPT, if you give it to a stabilizer, they'll be more interested in identifying templates, frameworks, models, processes, things that will help them stabilize their work, you know. And the same chat gpt, if you give it to an executor, they'll just give instructions as to I have to draft an email to a CFO or a CEO. This is the topic, draft an email for me. So the chat gpt drafts an email, they copy, they paste that, their job is done. So the idea is the same AI tool, but three different output, right? Now the question was why people adapt tools faster than change their behavior. It is primarily because changing behavior requires alignment with your natural work and what the organization demands, right? That is not just going to happen like that. So when you provide a tool, people already have a natural orientation towards work. So the tool is given, the access is given. All I need to do is naturally what I can think about the tool, I'm going to use it. That is much easier compared to me sitting and thinking, what is my way of working? Does it align with the organization's way of working? Right? That is a very, very Herculean task, and I wouldn't do it alone. And why would I? Of course. So keeping all these things in mind, people naturally will choose something that is easy for them. Okay, so there is this bottom line of human psychology, and it says there's anything that we do, and it can be anything that is either to reduce the pain or to increase the pleasure, right? So it is very easy for me to do what I am naturally good at doing. Why change my behavior? That will increase my pain, right? So I naturally tend to do something which gives me more pleasure. So I may not know, people may not know, but their brain knows that this person naturally likes to do that. So people always tend to do something which gives them either more pleasure or reduces the pain. Whichever is more profitable for them, they'll go ahead with that.
Very well put across the thoughts in terms of behavior and how human psychology works upon. So, to ask furthermore, in line to this, now we have in the organization's employees, how do we, train them? How do we bring this awareness, first of all, the clarity? So, what is your takeaway on it?
Is that for me, Madhu?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, fair enough. So okay, thanks for giving it to me because it's back to back. It's easy for me to continue from where I stopped. So this worked naturally nice for me. See, if you look at the three work orientation styles, right? Organization, I think where it fails, and when I say organization, I'm including all of us, leaders, managers, anybody who's responsible. Where we fail is developing capability. For example, if I give an AI tool to a executor who is naturally good at copying, pasting, getting things done, and simply by giving access, if I expect that person to think or innovate or be creative, that is where things go wrong, right? So I need to first understand this person's natural orientation is executor. His ability to think or create will be limited. He'll be amazing in action. So, what am I doing to develop him or her in terms of thinking ability? Am I organizing critical thinking program? I think Dr. Divya Raman mentioned about it initially. That is a very important topic and very less understood. Everybody has their own theory about critical thinking, but it's pretty well defined. All we need to do is we need to understand how to implement this in our organization. So, where is the capability? Just by providing the tool, are we expecting an executor to behave like a creator? Just by providing access to a tool, are we expecting a stabilizer to behave like an executor? And just by providing a tool, are we expecting a creator to behave like an executor? So naturally, probably we have failed to develop the capability, right? So my suggestion is, or rather what I have seen in organizations which has worked for them is, in the short run, you give the tool and allow the person to naturally use the tool the way they want to, and give a presentation probably about what they have done. So they will use the natural way. In the meanwhile, you develop the capability, you organize training sessions, you organize orientation sessions, you do a one-to-one if possible. You allow people to speak in an all hands meeting. These kind of things you need to do to develop capability for the long run. Capability can be developed only in the long run. Short term advantages you can get if you provide access and allow people to do the way they want to do. So if we probably balance this combination, we may get better output.
That's nice, really thoughtful. To think a little more in depth, I would like to ponder over on this. Are we solving a productivity problem or simply creating capacity for more work? What are your thoughts? Anybody can pick it up.
Okay, so my point here would be that as Mr. Solomon rightly mentioned, that critical thinking. What happens is when we are purchasing AI tools, when the organization is purchasing AI tools itself, what they should be doing rather than straight away going and purchasing 20 AI tools and then asking people to use it, they should actually identify which process or which workflow is having the maximum time consumption and it's not giving much of productivity, which can be deputed to the AI, and which AI will be suitable for that particular workflow, and accordingly they should purchase. So critical thinking starts right from there. Which AI tool to purchase? An organization, if it's planning to become more AI efficient, they should have a roadmap as to which processes are most time consuming. Identify those processes or the pain points. Identify the critical AI tool which will be useful to reduce the time for that particular process, so that the human productivity will increase in terms of thinking aspects of it, the critical thinking, the decision making, the problem solving part of it. And so I think that is what I wanted to say here. Hope it
Very
was
nicely
clear.
said. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So the synthesizing part, drilling it down much into the segment level is very, very important, where the critical thinking plays a vital role. That's what Dr. Divya Raman is putting forward. Ankit, can we hear it from you on the same lines?
Yeah. So, Madhu, I think today AI is, uh, is more into creating capacity, and also in terms of productivity. I can see, people are looking more busier, although we have, all these smart tools available. So, in my view, uh, people are getting more ideas. People are, I would say, more faster in completing their assignment, which have been allotted to them. But somehow, and I think one of our panelists has also mentioned that, if something was taking, let's say, 2 days, uh, before AI. Now it is just a 2 hour, or within a few minutes time it is getting completed. But right now, as a organization, we are not taking a call like if there is a kind of available time. So do we want to use that available time for micromanagement of those things? Can we, let's say, we have to develop one module, so do we say, let's build more things, let's say create some video SOP, create something like that. So my team members are still going to be busy. But I think organizations, and before organizations, I think leaders have to think whether, along with the, I would say, the benefit of AI, leveraging AI, ChatGPT, and these tools, should we ask what are some of the processes which might not be relevant, but still we want, our team members to kind of, go through. If you have run one report, so now you can also work on those three more reports. But I think in this era of digitalization, means it can be easily replaced by a dashboard tool, for example. So I think there, leaders have to kind of encourage themselves and to the team. I took little more time, but I thought, okay, this is a gap which I actually see, in my own team members, and in other functions also.
Actually, I kept smile
If
on
I
my
may
face
add,
since you hammered the crux. Yes, yes, Dr. Divya.
yeah, what I really related to Mr. Ankit was a theory called Givon's paradox of productivity. So
Right.
that is a theory wherein they mentioned that earlier, during those days when emails were not there, or just started off, I think 10 emails a week was something the very great achievement. But after that, slowly when emails became faster, it is like 300 in a day, and still it's average or below average or whatever. Similarly, now AI is making our jobs faster. So what happens is, an average person will be very much below performance level if he's not using the tools. So
Right.
I think the expectations will increase. in terms of employees' productivity. So, to fill the space, to fill the time, as Mr. Ankit rightly told, other tasks will be assigned, asking him to use AI and ensure that he is utilizing that 8 hours or 9 hours of his work time. So that will definitely be there. Yes.
Right. So we'll be dwelling on this much more in the upcoming time. And I still have one more question to Mr. Solomon Das. So are organizations actually redesigning work in this aspect, or they are simply putting AI on top of existing ways of working?
Okay, currently they are putting it on top of existing work, but what they are supposed to do is redesign work. Okay, and in fact, the reason I called it elusive in the very beginning is because we were
Yes.
supposed to do something else, we landed up doing something else. Okay, and it's all interconnected. See, I'll just give a very small example in continuation to what Mr. Ankit and Dr. Divya were talking about. What AI does is it creates capacity. Okay, this is something we all need to register and understand. AI does not create productivity, it creates capacity. What we do with that capacity determines our productivity. So that is what the discussion was going on, right? So earlier, let's say I used to write 20 emails and it used to take me 1 hour, for example. Now, with the help of an AI tool, I write it in 15 minutes. So I have this illusion that I have become more productive. Whereas the reality is, I have saved 45 minutes. That is it. So the capacity of time saved has increased. What do I do with that 45 minutes will determine my productivity, right? So at this point in time, organizations are not focusing on the ability to translate capacity into productivity. They're adding AI tool after AI tool. You will see a lot of advertisements which says you are using ChatGPT, but there are 99 other AI tools that can be used. The fact is, we till now do not know how to use ChatGPT itself. On top of that, you are adding 99 tools. So it's like, you will find this in Bangalore and many other places. There are very nice street food stores called 99 dosa, right? They will provide 99 dosa, but whether you'll come to him next time or not depends on that one dosa that you have had. You will not keep coming 99 to forgive him, saying that maybe his 32nd dosa will be good, maybe his 42nd dosa will. That first experience is all it will matter to you. So the reason I say organizations have to work on this aspect is because we are in the process of creating experiences for employees. If the experiences turn out to be bad, that is where the gossips will start, that AI will take away the jobs, we don't know what's going to happen and things like that. So somewhere we have to take responsibility as leaders to bring clarity of work, you know, and exactly tell them how do we plan to use AI. If the clarity is there, I'm sure people will be excited to use this tool.
Right, very well put across. So, to all of you, in line to this, right? If we consider if the work is happening out of 6 hours, it is getting done in 3 hours. Now, 3 hours are left out to me. So now here the employee is overburdened with extra work, or how it is redesigned. Now, I would want one single answer from you in two options, whether it is more productivity or more workload in this scenario.
More workload for me.
More
More
workload.
workload.
Yeah, same Madhu. Right now, more workload, and we are, means I think Solomon in the beginning said, we are also exploring how from more workload we can transition towards more productivity. So I think that is the
Right.
scenario we are observing
So
currently.
much on the higher side of the workload. I would like to get insights from Dr. Divya Raman. You have spoken about the importance of breathing room in your postings, right? Employee engagement or building capability rather than simply pushing targets. So let's turn around this. If you were advising an organization, right, that wants AI to genuinely improve productivity, what is one thing you would ask them to stop doing?
Okay, one thing which I would ask them to stop doing is measuring uh, AI adoption, because AI adoption doesn't determine the business outcome. So AI adoption, so many people are using AI, is just a number. Oh, it's not going to translate into business outcome. Rather, you should be seeing, if I remove the AI from the context, will there be any effect on the workload that is being done? Okay. So I feel that is very important. We have to stop measuring AI adoption. We have to start measuring business outcome because of AI.
Okay. So, what is the habit the organization should continue after introducing AI, in your perspective?
Habit that they should continue after introducing AI would be to ensure that the problem solving part of it is, or the critical thinking part of it is, still handled by humans, and then the manual work is allocated to AI.
Okay. Thank you. So, looking towards Ankit on the AI adoption and the managers. In this case, what does AI adoption demand from managers and the leaders in the organization?
Right. So, Madhu, I think leaders have a very significant role to play because they are taking call for current situation plus next 5 years. They are also responsible where organization is going to head towards. So I think in the beginning when I said people have a mixed feeling, and since I am a engineer turned into social worker, then trainer, coach, and in that sense, so I'm just trying to relate. So means I was also part of Teach for India, where we were trying to bridge the gap of education in some of the schools. And then means I'm just relating it with this AI, Gen AI thing. So what is happening in my in all the organizations? So there are all category of employees in terms of age, gender, diversity. So I in the beginning I mentioned that the mixed feeling. So in my sense as a manager, I don't want any of my team member or employee to be not exposed to AI. So at this basic kind of a training, I want everyone to get. And as Solomon has also mentioned, there are people who will have different kind of ways of working. So a executioner will be more happy to kind of use AI to do in that matter of fact. And at the same time, as a leader, I would also like to, see who are the early adopters who would like to, take this journey of from moving this AI from a workload to a kind of productivity. So, as I have also, seen in the change. So every human by nature is resistant to the change. Okay. So what I am seeing as a leader, I would like to first give opportunity to all my employees to have a basic training, and then as per their inclination, as per their, who's ready to take it to the next level. Because every time we say, business impact, business results are not coming up, it is not that easy. So even AI cannot, fix these things because it is ultimately our people who are going to, kind of uh, change anything in the organization. So my long answer to your short question is that as a leader, I would like to, democratize this Gen AI movement to all my employees, and at the second level, I would like to, allocate them as per their proficiency, their strength wise. I would like to take it up to the next level. So
That's
yeah,
great. The fundamental learning first to be placed in, then based on the foundation to be built the building. That's nice. So coming to Solomon, one practice that works in terms I'd like to come to this behavior and learning side in terms of what is one practice you've seen or one principle you believe that organization should use. Maybe that would help people actually change the way they work with technology.
Sure. I'll again come from um, one of my favorite psychological theories around this, which says that the brain is designed to follow a model. If you do not have a model, the brain goes blank. Okay, so one practice that every organization should do is do role modeling. So instead of telling me 1,000 benefits of AI, show it yourself. Um, right? Show it to me how it is going to help me. Do it in front of me. You need to have role models in the organization. The leaders need to identify subject matter experts who may demonstrate it to the employees in front of them how the life will become beautiful, nice, productive by using it, and how exactly to use it, instead of leaving them to explore, exploit, and then get lost in that process. So what I have seen, which many organizations lack, is they do not have role modeling concept. All right, they may give a speech for 30 minutes, but they fail to show it even once. And what the theory in psychology says is, you do not have to give a speech if you show it once. Show it once and people will be willing to do it, right? But if you fail to show it, you are leaving it to destiny, and that is where things go wrong despite paying a heavy price. So one best practice: become role modelers. Even better, identify people who can be role modelers and then show it to people. They'll do it pretty quickly.
Very thoughtful, because role modeling or being an exemplary to others is very, very important. This is what we need to focus. The organization also should identify that aspect. Very well put. So now let's get into maybe the merits and the demerits of one more thing. Is AI
Can I
capability the
can I
problem?
add one more point
Yes,
to
please. Yes,
what
please.
Mr.
Yeah.
Solomon was telling?
Yeah.
I felt that it was very apt that role modeling should be present, and I felt that it should be more functional based role modeling. For example, in HR, how should an AI be used will be different from a sales guy's how should an AI tool be used. So the based on the function, the using or the way to use AI will differ. How to increase my recruitment rate with AI? That will be for a talent acquisition HR. So how do I create better content? Will be for an L&D HR. So even within function, the training or the need will differ for every individual as to how they should be using their AI. So the trainings have to be role based. The role of the person should be aligned to how they are going to use, and then accordingly the training should be given so that it hits the bullseye, and immediately after the training they are able to make sure their delivery. Yeah.
Very good, very good. It's more or less like the personalized learning. For example, if the teacher is teaching physics in the class, the entire students will have different set of questions, weaknesses, maybe where they are scoring less, someone scoring. So the AI again triggers, which is the personalized one, where the child needs to focus. So that is the sequence where Dr. Divya Raman also, citing in favor of Solomon Das thoughts, right? So to look at further, is this AI capability is a problem, or our ways of working is a problem? You can debate. Yes, is this or not whatsoever?
AI capability is definitely not a problem. Only thing we have to identify which is the best or the most productive way to work alongside AI, and use it as our thinking partner. So
Mm-hmm.
AI is our thinking partner, basically.
Nice.
So, although I would like to, give an analogy. So, for example, AI is giving, as we all, discussed and agreed, that it is giving a new kind of a speed to us. So if I see, if we are driving a new age car, a fast car, but the traffic is similar in the, on the roads. So again, it is means it is going to take the same time, So we are expecting that because of high speed car, we will be able to move from one destination to the other destination, let's say half an hour early. But because of the traffic situation, so for me, I think it is more for organizations to relook into their processes. And as I earlier said, we have to also look like what are some of the processes which are either a parallel process that can be eliminated or simplified, would be can further support this productivity quest that we are trying to achieve with the help of AI. So that is my take that, in case we have to optimize, relook into our own processes, then the real power of AI can be, further leveraged.
Okay. So in that way, are we supporting more of AI capability and the human capability lesser in this?
So if Madhu, this is a direct question to me, so means I would just like to say that somewhere human is going to stay in this particular I would say all the industries in next 10 to 15 years at least. And somehow we have to learn how this AI can be a kind of assistant to us, and AI is going to, kind of help us to, do our tasks more effectively. But AI is not going to replace humans because we have a kind of, domain expertise, which is something, is still going to supersede, I would say, this AI and Gen
Right.
AI.
Very nice. Solomon, if you can look at the generations, probably the three generations would be active in any organization, workplace, probably four, right? So, how the dilemma is like, flowing across these generational gaps in terms of, acquainting with this AI now?
Um, I think it's bringing us to a very interesting stage. Or maybe because of my nature, I find it interesting. What I try to see is every generation has got a way to talk about stories. See, for example, if you take people who probably are at our grandparents' age, right? They like to spend time thinking about how their life went by and what did they do and some of the memories. So they like to share a lot of artificial intelligence in them, right? It's not present right now, but they still live in that. If you look at the generation which is probably our dads and moms, they are more into what we are going to become, what is going to happen, uh, what the grandkids will do later on. Again, that's not real. The grandchildren are yet to grow up, but they live in that journey. If you look at our generation, probably our generation is struggling to balance all the other generations, right? um, we try to spend time with our grandparents, try to relate with their stories and memories. We also know what our kids and grandkids want. So it is, AI has created a kind of storytelling thing which will go on for quite some time now, is what I feel. The next generation which is going to come, AI is going to become normal for them, nothing new. It's going to be routine for them, just like how we send emails and things like that. But for our generation currently is what I'm talking about, it's a very happening thing. So there are multiple generations trying to face the same thing, but what connects all of them are our emotions. Um, the next generation is going to use AI more, and this is proven by a lot of statistics and something that we should be prepared for, because they are trying to find AI as a tool to handle loneliness, depression, a companion, which probably by the time we get into our 60s and 70s, we may see a lot of people. Right now, we see them with their mobile phones, checking Instagram and all. But that time, I think there will be so many apps which will behave like friends with them. That is going to be extremely interesting to see how we are going to handle that and how they are going to, have a discussion with us. So there was a book called Crucial Conversation written long ago. I think now it is going to fulfill, its entirety. The complete magnitude will come on. Now every conversation is going to be crucial. The kind of conversations that we have at our home with our kids, with our parents, with our elderly, people. Conversations are going to be critical now. I think conversation is something which should be the binding force across all four generations for now.
Absolutely. I totally agree on the crucial conversation. Yes. And very curious to, know about how this friendly way of apps would work in terms of AI built in the future. Right. So, what do you all think about biggest myth about AI productivity today?
I'd say the biggest myth is when we use two words, AI and productivity, side by side. Um, you know, like I said, AI can only create capacity. Productivity is what we do with that capacity. So using these two words is a kind of paradox, but it creates a very good topic for discussion. So I can relate to why it is written like that, but in reality, it doesn't happen like that. So being aware of that myth is important, is what I feel.
Okay, okay. So nice. Which productivity metric should disappear? Ankit, if you can take up this.
So, in this, I think productivity metrics, when we say, so right now I am not able to see the utilization and direct linkage of AI with our shop floor. So what I mean to say that even in the age of AI, I see this thing in a two layer. One is a office layer, other is a shop floor layer. So one layer I would like to say the leaders, who are more exposed to AI and all. But still, in many of the organization, I see that the entire data is not coming on one platform. So, in case if and what Solomon was also mentioning that there are three four level of generations. So still there are many people and employees who believe that how I used to work yesterday, it is I'm going to work in the same line. So the new generation, they are coming here, they are using some fancy dashboards, those things. So I'm seeing that in the organization also, people have different kind of levels acceptance to this new technology. So as I earlier said, uh, the base level of training, I means we have to ensure that all our people, whether at the shop floor or the offices, should get. And when we talk about this productivity, it should be seen holistically, in terms of whatever additional time we are getting because of faster content creation, faster accumulation of data. So actually, how it is making significant business impact, as mentioned by Dr. Divya Raman also. So I'm saying that holistically, picture is still yet to achieve. So it is, I would say, silo kind of belief system, silo kind of acceptance to this Gen AI, and this thing is happening as per my view.
Yes, very well put across. If you can a little more, brainstorm, what is overrated and what is underrated in AI adoption?
Okay, underrated would be, I think, if at all it's working on data, the data should be clean in the first place. Only if
Right.
there is a clean data, the report or the dashboard generated by AI will be accurate. Otherwise, it will be a wrong dashboard altogether. So, clean data is very fundamental and it is currently underrated. And clear SOPs and clear instructions to the AI, the prompt part of it must be accurate so that AI will be able to give us the best output that is possible. And I think those two would be for underrated. And for overrated, as I already mentioned, telling the organization announcing that we are going to shift to AI by purchasing two or three AI tools without thoroughly doing a research on what they exactly require from the AI and which would be the best suited AI tool for their core function. I think that is overrated. Yes.
Okay, okay. So AI will never replace Dash.
Okay. If I were to answer uh, this word, is not very well received by people, but I love this word because I know the value of this word. AI will never replace human stupidity. Um, it is vast. It is yet to be explored, right? And it is the human stupidity which keeps us human. See, at the end of the day, when we talk big things, right, those make us serious, but at the end of the day, one small joke, one small laugh, One joke by a friend of you saying that don't act too much, we know who you are, that kind of thing brings you down to earth. So human beings have survived every kind of situation in the world because of their stupidity. Being stupid is, at the end of the day, very, very detoxifying, is what I feel. Right? It brings you to the ground. There is nothing to hide. You are a human being. You are here for a reason, and enjoy everything that is in front of you. Right? Don't go beyond that. So I think AI will never ever replace human stupidity. The moment I say that, something happens and we realize that okay, stupidity is like out of touch of AI. So yeah.
Very nicely put. The human stupidity. I will keep this in mind forever, I believe. Nice. Okay, to you all, one thing organizations are getting completely wrong today. What it could be.
So, Madhu, if I have to say, yeah, Dr. Divya, if you would like to go, then please.
No. Please continue.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
probably add on to yours.
Yeah. So I think organizations are focusing on, too much on AI adoption. But as I said, with the example of a car, if this we are not re-looking into our processes, the bottlenecks, even fast car is not going to solve your problem. So already, we are working on some processes, but in our save time, we have given some more processes to cater. Then again, it is going to, I would say, wastage of the this technology that we have. So somehow, I think organizations have to think about what are some of the processes that needs to be relooked, redesigned, even eliminate, because we have a habit of even I have a habit of accumulating things. So we love processes, systems, and we keep it as our baby. These these process has been designed by us, but over a period of time, I think, and in particularly HR, every year we do this activity. Start, stop, and continue. So I think this is very much recommended for AI and Gen AI also.
That's nice.
I,
Divyaraman,
yeah,
yes.
I wanted to answer both. The first one, that is AI cannot replace trust and accountability. So I feel that it cannot replace trust and accountability because not all the data generated by AI is 100% accurate. So the trust or the accountability needs to be verified by a human. So human intervention is very much required there. Then the second part is the question which I think Ankit sir answered. So the I think the biggest mistake that organizations are doing is laying off employees because they have taken an AI tool. I think that is not fair. And I read somewhere that in China it has been made illegal that you cannot remove a person just because you have adopted AI. Okay, you cannot replace a human being with AI. The human being has to be reassigned with some other task, and his job should not be made a scapegoat because of AI. So that is one mistake I think organizations are doing in India, and we need to probably do some government has to take some stance on this, because the kind of layoffs that we've been seeing after AI adoption, I think it's as a human resource person, it's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Thank you for bringing up this awareness. I think it should be watched by many. Yeah. There are a few questions in the chat box to all of us. The first one is, if AI makes everyone more productive, why don't organizations promote shorter working hours?
So what is happening is, Mr. Patil, that because of AI adoption, instead of reducing the working hours, they are reducing the people. That is what is happening. So
Hmm.
I think some way or other, organizations are, doing the retrenchment part. So yes.
I think we have answered this. What is one thing organizations should stop doing in the name of AI productivity? I believe we have answered this. And the third question is companies' expectation of getting twice the work done from employees, as AI helps in reducing the work in half of the time, right? It is yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, the KRAs will be redefined, the matrices will be redefined, and time will be, ensure that you will have 8 hours of work. Yes.
Right. So, from your perspective, all of you, AI productivity is primarily about what? Is it about people, process, technology, or leadership?
Processes with the people, getting the output.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Ankit,
Process first and people
process and people.
enabled by the people. Process is enabled by the.
Okay.
So for me, I think it is mainly to start with leadership, and
Mm-hmm.
then it goes to the people. And the reason is, very simple. I think twice and thrice I said, and Solomon also demonstrated, reiterated that leadership somewhere they have to, kind of demonstrate the, advantages. That's some new technology is coming, so they have to, kind of create a conducive environment where everyone should get a fair chance to get their hands dirty with any new thing, so that they should have their kind of their own experience, whether it is good for them or not so good for them. And then I think it is to be taken up by people. And when we say the people, so in any organization, what a group of team members are thinking. They will either, accept or reject any new tool or processes. So that's why for me it is to be, kind of led by the leadership, and I would say served by the people.
Right. So, further, one capability every employee needs by 2030. What is your insight?
I would
AI
say,
as a thinking partner. That's ability to use
Thinking
AI
partner.
as a
Hmm.
thinking partner.
Great. Yes, Salman.
yeah. So I would say ability to define problem clearly. Um,
Ability to
so
define
because,
problem.
yeah, because when I keep talking to a lot of people, or what happens is when you have a lot of group coming to you and discussing, you will find out that out of maybe 100 people, only 4 or 5 are able to define the problem. The rest of them are expressing their emotions. Now, what happens with an AI tool, especially if it is an advanced AI tool, right? If you are too emotional, it will try to calm your emotions down rather than solving the problem. So it is very important to articulate the problem as is. Every solution is there in the world, but first it requires the problem to be identified and articulated. If we go wrong, AI is going to give us multiple options. None of it will work for us. So problem decides the solution.
Rightly articulated. Yeah. So, well, perhaps the biggest lesson from today's discussion that AI doesn't, automatically create productivity, right? It creates capability. What organizations do with that capability, how they redesign work, set expectations, develop managers, and protect human capacity determines whether people actually become more productive or simply become capable of doing more. That is the insights from three different domains we got, right from Solomon, Ankit, and Dr. Divya Raman. So great time, fruitful time to be remembered, and let this be our action as well. So how to work on this myth, so called. So thank you so much, and skill me, Patil and the founder Swarup Satish. Thank you.
So yeah, thanks much, Madhu. Um, and thank you to all the panelists for taking time out of your busy schedule and doing this. Actually, the discussion reminds us that productivity is not about doing work faster. It's about creating meaningful outcomes and working better. And also, one of the things I could make out is, AI can also accelerate what we do, but real productivity still depends on how we prioritize, collaborate, think, and make decisions. So, with that, I would like to thank you once again, Mr. Solomon Das, Dr. Divaraman, Mr. Ankit Porwal, and the moderator, Mr. Madhu, for sharing your perspectives. And a big thank you to everybody who has joined us on LinkedIn Live. And on behalf of Skillame, thank you for being part of the conversation. We look forward to seeing you at our next capability forum. So, thank you, everybody. Have a good day and good evening ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
for
Thank
inviting.
you.
Thank you so
Great
much.
talking to you all. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.